Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, our government was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. But not only did they give the land, they built land-grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm. Not only that, they provided county agents to further their expertise in farming. Not only that, they provided low interest rates in order that they could mechanize their farms. Not only that, today, many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm, and they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. Now, this is what we are faced with, and this is a reality. Now, when we come to Washington in this campaign, we are coming to get our check.
I remember when the ATL wasn't banging, now they banging, 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 banging. Niggas throwing sets and them bullets start ringing, bitches banging, 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 banging. I remember when the ATL wasn't banging, now they banging, 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 banging. Niggas throwing sets and them bullets start ringing like bang, bang, ho, bang, bang, bitch, nigga, bang, 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 ho.
So for the generation that is born right after the crisis, we call them the profit archetype, and that would be, for instance, boomers, but we've had many other examples. Indulgently raised in a very secure era, they come of age during these times of spiritual awakening, a lot of protests, a lot of social divisions, and they break through. They try to, they want to individualize the country. They want to free individuals from the sort of tyranny of the collective. Give a fuck.
Like Tupac, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Everybody wanna ride for it with no car. Make a lot of money, live life like the stars do. If you do what they do, then what kind of king are you? Don't let money change you for the bad. Do what gods do. Everybody say they want power, but they don't really want power. They let the money hoes and fame make them a dummy. Money never made me, bitch, I'm making the money. I keep a smile every day, whether rain or sunny. A main bitch a day, wanna she kept it 100. A young 5'6" addict who love to get blunted. Off in the bed, I'm the dog, that's right, I'm atomic. Bury the bone in the cat, get back to the money. All the jealousy and lying niggas throwing at each other over crumbs on the cool, it's hard to consider. Some of you niggas to be real, cause you're real bitch made. These days and a whole be harder than niggas. But I don't give a fuck, never have, never will. Real niggas really scared to tell it like it is. So many heartbreaks, hella blood, sweat and tears over game. Now this is how I feel, tell them I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like Tupac, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Niggas hating on the low, I don't give a fuck. I'ma get more money, more, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like Too Short, nigga, I don't give a fuck. You can fuck my bitch, I don't give a fuck. I can get another one, I'm rich and I don't give a fuck. Tell them I don't give a fuck. Beat it with the microphone, I'm a flame spitter. Was a peace maker, now a menace like the cane, nigga. Haters and you homo thugs fucking up the game, nigga. We were never in the same class, you a lame, nigga. I don't got time to be dissing a nigga who ain't worth a penny, cause mentally I'm too above for dissing the fake. On top of that, I'm a player, the player hating that's never been in my blood, nigga. That's ammunition for hate. If I call up the cavalry, it'll be a fatality. One phone call, they'll be minutes away. Better make peace with your creator, cause on the cool, I don't think you wanna perish a cent of the day. Money on the mind, vision on the prize. Look into my eyes, you will see the devil is alive. Real warriors of God live eternally, and if you know the definition, baby, I will never die. Finally got the key of life. If you listen to my new shit, I got the blueprint to set the street afire. The majority of niggas in the game ain't fucking with the method of business that we apply. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like Tupac, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Niggas hating on the low, I don't give a fuck. I'ma get more money, more, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. haters, and you homo thugs, fucking up the game, nigga. You a lame nigga. Give a fuck, 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 give a fuck. Give a fuck, I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck, give a fuck. Give a fuck. You can fuck my bitch, I don't give a fuck. I can get another one, I'm rich and I don't give a fuck. Tell them I don't give a fuck, give a fuck.
The following announcement has been paid for by Tape Fits Politics.
Yo, peace, what's going on? What's happening? Hey, impromptu, well, kind of impromptu. You know, I scheduled it and all, but impromptu for me because I don't usually do but one video a week, which is TFP on Thursday. Check us out this Thursday, TFP episode 7, The Politics of Blackness. We, you know, and this is a precursor to that video that we gonna do. So I got my partner Ron up here. What's up, Ron? How you doing, man?
What's going on with you, man? How you doing today? All right.
I can't call it, man. I can't call it. So I wanted to get you up here, man, because like I said, I just wanted to see where you stood as far as this whole FBA thing, man. Like I said, it's done reared its ugly head yet again. You know, for the longest, I've been ignoring it because you know it's minuscule to me. It's to no benefit. But like I said, I'm seeing different people reacclimating themselves with their argument. You know what I'm saying? And you was one of them people. You like you was on a tear for like a couple of weeks. I said, damn. I said, Ron, you know, he on the warpath with FBA. So, you know, I wanted just to get a purview of what your I just wanted to get a purview of like what your feelings was with FBA. Like, you know, overall, from a political sense, is it a good thing or a bad thing? So I'm gonna let you explain what you believe FBA to be and what's the issue with it, and we'll have back and forth. Like I said, I ain't trying to be up here no more than an hour. So
Okay.
you know, yeah, go ahead.
When I initially found out about it, I want to say maybe it was like 2 or 3 years ago. No, when did ADOS come out? But I didn't really take it serious. Maybe until the last, I won't say like last 2-3 months when and I don't even know how I got hip to it. But when I started looking into it on the, you know, the surface, I'm like, okay, this what's up. We really gonna do our thing, try and get reparations. But when I started digging a little bit deeper, it just seems like it's a mishmash of everything. Like it seems like it's almost 2 sectors. One is like the Indian side of FBA, and then the other is just like we Black people. We've been here since the beginning of time, and some of the conversation that I was having on TikTok, I guess, led more to me posting on YouTube, because some of the things I was hearing on TikTok was just absurd, and it almost, I guess, it made me think like, are we as Black Americans really that lost about our own country and the history of the world? You know what I mean? So, and I think that's what was so perplexing and kind of irritating to me, because it seems like I said, on the surface, it could really be a uniting factor and we could all get it together. But when you look deeper, it ain't really no cause. And I'm like, started going on panels like, well, what are the requirements and what are we looking for? And what I've come up with, just my observation, because, you know, I'm just an outsider looking in, is that they just really want to change they just want to delineate the name. You know what I'm saying? They don't want anybody else to be called Black. And I'm like, well, after that, what do we achieve? You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the tangibles? That's what I really didn't understand. Like, where the tangibles? What are we going to do besides change this name? Because that ain't really going to help us too much at all.
Gotcha. So yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm a historian or I was there in the beginning. I remember when ADOS started getting traction, I started following it like around 2017. I thought Yvette Carnell was the truth, and in many aspects, I still think she's the truth. As far as putting a compelling story together, as far as what FBA is called delineation, right? I can understand it from a data standpoint, meaning I think one of the first things that we have to do, as far as now, again, all of this is revolving around reparation. Everything else I don't care about.
Right.
But revolving around reparations, it's important to understand the social dynamics and the disparities from a data-driven standpoint. In that aspect, delineation, quote unquote, is important. Then I start to peel back the layers. Well, when you talk about the term black, and everybody see my logo, I done had this logo for years now. When you start talking about the term black, it's not gonna fly from a legislative standpoint. Why? Because the very thing that gave us civil liberties and freedom in this country is the very thing that stops you from using that term, black,
Right.
which is the 14th Amendment, the Equal Protection Clause, which clearly states that you can't do certain things based off race, gender, ethnicity, blah, 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 you know, et cetera, et cetera. So when I start getting into that, and I start listening to dudes like Lord Abba and the Freedmen movement, I say, okay, the Freedmen movement and the ADOS movement need to collaborate in some way, shape, or form, even if that's through dialogue, debate, whatever the situation may be, so we can get some type of understanding from a political standpoint what we need to do in order to take the first step toward reparation. And then, you know, of course, Yvette, she started wilding out, and she was looking for more popularity than anything else, so she brought in Tariq Nasheed. Once she did that, I said, uh-oh, here we go. And lo and behold, they fall out, and FBA is sprouting.
See, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
So in actuality, all of this can be blamed on Yvette Carnell. If it wasn't for her, but I'm being serious. If it wasn't for her pushing the poll, you know, looking for
More exposure, faster.
more exposure and all that, this would have never happened. Let me just get that off the cuff.
So she
now, you know, pretty much. And like I said, I can understand it. Oh, we got Jesse in the bill. Let me add Jesse up. P. Jesse, what's going on? Let me finish up. Then I'm gonna let you retort because I know that's what you're here for.
Yeah, we're.
So, you know, if we gonna look at it just from the chronicles of how all this started, it's because of her. Again, I'm not saying that it couldn't have been something great, because of course we know Tariq Nasheed was, you know, a public figure, and you know that was around the height of Hidden Colors, and it could have been great, but because she put ego in the way of the movement, styles clashed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And everything sparked off. So I said, okay, let's see what happens. Now I'm giving this from my perspective. I said, okay, let's see what happens. At the same time, the Freedmen terminology came about. And I was still like, hey, look, we need to dig deeper into this whole Freedmen thing. So I started doing my own research. And just a world of information came that debunked a lot of stuff that Yvette Carnell was saying. So, I did my own thing, and I started following people that brought the Freedmen language together. At the same time, you had this group that now this was a couple years, maybe 2019, I believe, 2019, 2020, this whole Secure the Tribe and all this stuff started coming in. You know, the ABO stuff. I said, oh, wait, hold on, wait a minute, what's going on? That was a whole nother thing. Now, originally, that was an FBA movement. But let's not get it twisted. FBA was with it. There's a video being circulated right now that Tariq did some years back, I guess. I don't know how long it was, where he he was antiquating, you know, some I guess you would call quote unquote Aboriginal genealogy from black folk. It may have been Vlad TV. I don't remember. And you know, he basically put a jetpack on a lot of them abos, right? So debate came forth with that, which is fine. Like I said, I enjoy a good dialogue. But when you start obstructing the original intent, which is reparations, is what we're talking about, claiming that we can't do this based off whatever such and such equivalent, it's got to be up under these standards that we setting as Native American people. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. I'm like, what's going on? And then from that point on, there's been a hodgepodge, and it's really deteriorated to the point where it's not even about reparation no more. That's why I wanted to bring you on to have that general discussion. Some of the stuff that I've seen you on, which you've been on panels that I've seen with people that are clearly against reparations from the standpoint of any disaggregate, meaning a specificity. I've seen you on them panels. So what I'm saying is, what is the solution as far as maintaining the status quo of the movement as pertaining to reparations versus going against what you believe is wrong with FBA? That could be from a political standpoint, economic, whatever the situation may be. Because you done said stuff like, you know, a lot of FBAs, they MAGA leaning, which in some cases I agree with. Some of them, you know, just downright just say don't vote at all. So that's the stuff I wanted you to bring out so we could try to get some clarity on what's what.
Yeah, I think that was kind of a hindrance too. Like, I do feel like some of them are MAGA leaning. I mean, I just some of the things that I've seen the FBA brothers post, like ICE, they like literally posting like we should start working for ICE. It's just been so crazy. And then as I was talking to them, they was like, well, yeah, man, I don't believe in voting. I'm like, well, how can we affect any political change? I'm like, that's literally the only bargaining chip we have more than anything. Oh man, that ain't important. I'm like, there's no way that couldn't be important because billionaires are spending all this money on voting and elections. So it has to be some type of importance. So we do have some type of chip. And then I would even hear him say, well, I'm going to just write in reparation. I'm like, that's not going to help us. Like, we need lobbyists. We need some type of, I won't say standards, but some tangibles that we want to achieve. And like, that's what I was looking for from FBA when I guess I started initially. And I thought it would be some type of, if not blueprint, at least a starting point or you know what I'm saying? We want to achieve this, this, and this, but it just, like you said, it seems like it's everywhere now. And it's almost like they're trying to exclude people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to need allies. Like, and that's what I don't understand. So, and even when I was hearing that, though, like I said, like, where you from? How long you been in this country? How long your people been in this country? I'm like, well, what determines that? Because you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about Malcolm X and Stokely Carmichael. Like, would they be considered FBA? But they were still down for the struggle. And it was like questions like that. I think they've made that standard so like exclusive. It's going to be so small. So how can we even be effective? And I think that's what was irritating me the most. Like how we started.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I got you. Hey, yeah, Jesse, what's up, man?
What up, MD? What up, Konscious Ron?
Jesse?
Hey, y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, I can hear you. You kind of sound like in the background, but I can hear you.
All right. Let me try to fix that. Yeah. No, this is MD. MD's on. Lady Taste, that's hi, MD.
Hey, peace. What's up? Yeah, I can hear you better now. So okay. let me get a backdrop. So Jesse, I know you FBA. You claim it to the fullest, and I ain't got no issue with that. You know me and you will have our talk, and we'll have our discourse, whatever. But Jesse, cool. So I guess give me your definition. Well, not the because we all know the definition of FBA, but give me your position of FBA from your perspective, and you know, I guess my goal would try to be see if we can come to like some common ground.
Well, y'all were given how y'all came about to it, so I'm gonna start with my history on it. So I've been following this movement since 2013. Yeah, that's so horrible. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna have to get on the computer. Lady Tay gonna join too.
Okay,
I'm on the phone.
All right, yeah, I am too, because I just finished. So
All right, I'm gonna log on the computer so it sounds clear.
all right, cool. All right, we got another guest. Let me check who this is. Oh, that's Lady Che right there. All right, hold on.
Hold on, brothers. Hold on 1 second, okay?
All right, yeah, no problem. Just mute out.
And so we want to make sure that Jesse can be heard because the phone is just we dropped the phone, so it's acting weird. How you doing, fellas?
Good. How you doing?
Yeah.
With that?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Lady Che.
Okay, because I kind of got the headphones in, but I just because I don't want the echo.
Nah, you cool.
So
So give us, since I got you, give us your perspective of FBA real quick, a quick synopsis.
Well, real quick,
and we're gonna see if we can get to a common ground.
Yeah, every Saturday we do Frontline Black News, and it started off with first them. It explains tangibles. You know what we want, what we're no longer accepting with broad and ambiguous terms, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We're demanding reparations, lineage-based reparations, meaning you got to be from the soil. You got to be able to trace your lineage back to chattel slavery, right? So that's pretty much how it sums up. And you can't like when we talk about tethers and anchor babies and things like that. Like majority of foundational Black Americans don't have no foreign lineage. We talk about when we're at war, where right now, like that's how we see things, where we're racism, white supremacy, and pretty much everybody else and their mother. It's pretty much that because we're tired. It's tiring. It's tiring to be hated on and pocket watched and whatnot. Tariq Nasheed gave us that. He gave I don't call chase or nothing like that. So I'm just gonna say it like this. He kind of gave us a little bit of direction on how to go about getting reparations, and it really pushed us to do it versus just sitting back and talking about it. So that's what started that California Reparations Task Force that we were actively participating in and still do for the last 2-3 years, calling in and actually putting in the work. It's a shame that there's nothing but tethers and what do you call it? What is it? OTBs other than Black folk on that task force. However, they did a lot of work to try to push it through. They said cash-based, lineage-based reparations. That means cut the check. So I think we want to hear about. There's really a lot. There's a lot. Some people want to say, they might want education. They want this. They want that, right? I mean, that all could be negotiated. The fact is, you got to get it to that point. And when he's talking about reparations, we'll just start with California, for example. There's people there's Black looking people that are avidly cock blocking the way to reparations. You see what I'm saying? They literally do it. They literally do it. And so when it goes from one major state, it'll trickle down to others. It's not like, they give us a little housing voucher or a little bit of money for school or things like that. What we're asking for is actual tangibles. There's what we would consider qualifiers as FBA. We consider qualifiers like no dual alliances, no dual lineage, right? Like, for example, you can't we're at war, so you can't just be like myself. You see, I'm ambiguous, right?
Okay.
my mother. Oh God, I haven't said that in a long time. My vessel is French Canadian or some sort of white. Okay.
Okay.
However, me as we've been doing the lineage, me and Jesse, I have 3 lines now that all point directly to different portions, different types of what do you call it, Jesse? Slavery.
Like blue lines.
Yeah, slavery lines, right? My
Mm-hmm.
father, my blood father, my biological father, not the man that raised me, but my biological father was black and Indian, from what I understand. He died. Okay. So
Okay.
I didn't know about that. He died the day before I was born. So I went this whole life, like half of my life, almost all of it, um, with the understanding of checking certain boxes because of what the vessel had told me, because the vessel was racist. You see what I'm saying? And I knew
Okay.
better. I knew differently. However, with this particular case, I'm only doing it for my own mere curiosity because generational wealth has been stolen from me 3 separate times. So I'm on an asset forfeiture or an asset sequestration mission. You know what I mean? I'm the last of the Mohicans in my line. Okay, so I'm on a whole different little mission, not to take away from reparations.
Okay. So
Takes us back.
with all that being said, Lady Che,
Mhm.
you know, going through your whole quest of your lineage, are you black?
Yes,
Okay. So
yes,
so again,
yes.
now
Obviously, you seen the get down
right.
with the
Well. I mean, you took
clearly.
me on a journey. So I was trying to
Yeah,
figure
yeah,
out.
because it's important. Because it's
Okay.
important. It kind of eliminates certain things when we talk about lineage. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. So, but according to
Yeah.
FBA, it is not the requirement. At
The
least
requirement
having
is what you have to be
one
uh,
parent
Yeah, one
at
parent.
least
that has
one parent.
direct lineage to chattel slavery. That's the correct.
Yep,
That's
In
the
yep.
correct
America.
In
parameters, right?
America,
In
in
America, yeah,
America.
U.S. chattel slave. Well, it wasn't
Yes.
number 1 chattel slavery, which
All right.
was
There,
United
no.
States.
Yeah, you talking about all throughout the. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't number 1. Like as far as chattel slavery, that was the United
Yes.
Yeah,
States.
chattel de jure slavery.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
So that's the requirement.
Yes. At least 10 years on the census of
Claimant
claiming
black.
black, because that's what we were, you know, uh, classified as, right? 10 years, at least 10 years. What's the other qualifier?
The other qualifier. Yeah, that's it.
That's it. That's it.
Okay.
I qualify
And
on all those
isn't it
levels.
also you gotta at least go back as far back, and
The
you know, correct me if I'm wrong, at the
Yeah,
1870 census, right?
1870 census. Yeah,
Right.
I
Yeah,
can go
because
back to like
I couldn't find nobody in my line on the 18. Nobody. Now
yeah,
the farthest I saw my lineage was 1890.
Okay.
That's the
yeah,
farthest I saw mine. And again, it's
that's
gonna be
it.
different from different people. And I
Yeah.
think
Yeah,
a lot of the obstructionists and like I said, you know, I call them like the pan reactionists. A
Yeah.
lot of
yes.
them people, they nitpick on stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
we shouldn't have to dibble and dabble in intricacy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Ron, do you got any contention with those requirements?
No, I don't have any contentions with those requirements.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right,
because
cool.
they're pretty basic. Like there's a very clear understanding because the way it was laid out to us when the first step thing came out, intangibles, all that, right?
Yeah.
It was very clear. There was no broad and ambiguous language. We read that every Saturday for like the last for like Black News for like 5 years easily. You know, every
No doubt,
Saturday.
yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt. I
So
don't have no
it's
issue. I don't have
important.
no issue with that.
Yeah, it's important because you have people coming into cosplaying. You know what I mean? People who aren't of the culture or the lineage. You understand? They're
Yeah,
not of
yeah,
the.
yeah. I understand that, but what consequence is that when it pertains to reparation? And that's what I want to get at.
Change a lot.
So
You know,
Good. reparations right now is where we're trying to get our own genealogists.
Right. So we're trying to get a genealogy office in California right now to conduct the genealogy on the people.
Let me rephrase the question.
Yes.
What consequence is it of an appropriation of the identity if you clearly got guidelines that set the identity that these other people don't have? That that's clear.
Right.
So if guidelines are set and we have other people that's trying to obstruct reparations from a race conscious standpoint,
yes.
Why do we give those people the attention to breathe if we know that they don't meet them requirements?
Probably just out of normal.
They're in a positions of power.
That and they're pressing a issue, trying to negate everything that we're working towards. We're like on a steady pressure cooker right now. It's a marathon. It's not, you know what I mean? So there's like steadily pressure cooking it, and it got to be right because the politicians do word salad, use broad and ambiguous terms. People don't like to read. And all these things that's how they've been able to get around and keep us in benign neglect. You see what I'm saying?
But I got what you're saying, but you said something that just intrigued me just now.
But
you said people like to use broad and ambiguous terms.
People of color?
Black, well, people of color, yeah. But black in and of itself, as it pertains to an identity, is a broad and ambiguous term. Literally. And the name of the group is Foundational Black American.
How is it how is that?
That's funny. That's
we
good.
Were classified as that.
Right.
Say what now?
We were classified as black.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you, Jesse. But here's the thing. There's historical data, not as classification, but as the broadness of the identity of blackness that spans what they call the global South. That's just a fact. Yeah. If you go back and look at the historical definition as per what's known as scientific racism, black simply means a sub-Saharan African. Now, I didn't come up with that shit. Didn't know, you know what I'm saying?
Eugenics
right. This was long before the foundation of this country. Go back farther than that. Go to the 7th century when the Islamic conquest was happening, and the Arabs came to a land and saw these people, and we know from historical fact that they said, "Damn!" Even though black is a color, we know that.
Yeah.
But these Arabs came to a certain part of Central East Africa and said, "Damn, these people are black as hell. We gonna call this land Lao Al Sudan, the land of the black, because they black as hell."
Yeah,
black as hell.
Even though they wasn't technically black, they were just dark brown.
Yeah, they're dark. Yeah,
they wasn't technically black. But the Arabs saw these people as black people. Like, damn, these people are black. So we gonna call it black land, basically.
Yes.
So we know from a historical context that based on all the stuff that I just said, it encompasses a large group. Now, black people, quote unquote, never called themselves black in antiquity until the classification process, which me and you know about.
Why would they call Kemet the land of the blacks?
No, but you're talking about America.
I don't believe that definition in context. That
you're talking about America here on the soil?
Why would they use a piece of black charcoal?
Are you talking about here? Are you talking about here, MD, on the soil?
What you mean here on the soil? What are you talking about?
Over here in the United States.
What about here in the United States?
Are you talking about the nuance of black, colored, Negro, African American, the different classes?
Yeah, but we know in America that term was used specifically for a certain. We know that. That's a fact.
Right.
That's what we're talking about.
Why we use black. Your question is why we use black?
I don't disagree with that aspect, though, Jesse. What I'm saying is, the term was used. So we talking about classification versus identity. That's what we're talking about, right?
We talking about ethnicity classification.
Well, ethically, yeah, we black, but that's
National-
a whole different. That's a whole different conversation.
But that's all we're talking about, though, is right here.
But you
on
can't.
soil.
But it ain't about what you talking about. It's about what legislation and law is talking about.
Yes, you're right.
Is what I'm getting at.
Okay, so under the law, the legal status for those of us that have been classified as black is American freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. Like, so again,
like my certificate of live birth has no racial monarchy. I was born in 1980 in Los Angeles. Okay, it has nothing on there. Nothing. Not a fucking thing. I'm surprised it even has my vessel and maybe my deceased father on it. And it's
state to state is different because my birth certificate say black.
Yeah,
right. I have a certificate of live birth, not a birth certificate.
Well, they stopped issuing them in 2013.
Yeah, but I was born in 1980.
But I was born in 85. My birth certificate say black.
Yep, I was born in 87. My birth certificate said black.
Apparently, like under the classifications, I think it's like programming. I think this is what we had to deal with. You had to think that black people had a problem with just saying they were black.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And now we're starting to be very unapologetically black and being accepted around it.
Being called black.
Exactly.
Ron, this is your show, man. You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing to say.
No, I'm just listening, but I always kind of thought we used black and proud back in the day. Like
goddamn right.
We damn sure did.
Right. Goddamn right. It's still black and proud.
But my gripe isn't us calling ourselves black. We unequivocally know that we are black people. We understand that our very cultivation in this country was predicated around the term black, Negro, the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I think what you're
struggling with, ND, is the fact that all these things are happening in like a matter of 1 to 2 years. There's been a wave of nuanced, I would say, line of thinking. You know what I mean? Coming from the FBA lineage, B1, black.
MD is
I think it's all new.
It's gone off the original course.
Right. And it basically kicked out Pan-Africanism and all this other stuff. It just went straight with this is what we're doing. This is how we're going to do it.
It seems like it's becoming
Twin said his birth certificate say Negroid. What the hell?
That's right. Goddamn right.
That's the remember you was talking about the racial classifications, the scientific, the racist scientific.
But they ain't use that on no damn birth certificate. Negroid, Mongoloid, and Caucasoid. I ain't never seen that. I don't know what the hell hospital you were born in.
Her parents, they're shit Negro.
Yeah. So maybe just an extra D.
That was the common term back then. Negro.
So they typed a little fast to add extra letters.
I let y'all notice like every 20, 30 years our classification changes.
Very much so. They would change. Look, we got a census coming up too. We got a census coming up. Things are really about to change.
Well, the next census is in 2030. So.
Oh yeah. Well, we got one coming up.
Bump it up.
No,
so all right. Let me ask y'all this so I can get Ron into the conversation.
I apologize. My boy statement.
No, you good. So this whole thing about delineation, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is the benefit politically of this? Because I use the term. I use disaggregation. That's what I use.
Okay, because that's another.
Disaggregation is the term used to quantify data. So I prefer to use the term disaggregation. Yes, I do believe that our specific ethnicity needs to be disaggregated, separate from other quote unquote black ethnicity. That's a fact. Because that's the only way that you're gonna be able to quantify certain things as it pertains to the harms and all that. If you want to go in that direction, now Jesse and Lady Shay, I always say reparations to me is 100% legislative.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not looking
You're right.
for any other harm that, and I understand we had different harms that were done to us in
Yes.
different eras. We had redlining, we had Jim
Yes.
Crow.
Mhm.
I get all of
Yes.
that.
The
But
first thing first, not
all black,
accept
all
slavery.
FBAs, right? All FBAs and all freedmen didn't go through these things though.
Right.
So my thing is we got to go to the root.
Right.
The root is
Chattel
coming
slavery.
out of slavery, emancipation, reconstruction. That's the root.
Right. Right.
Uh-huh.
So
And that's the
when
thing.
you
It's
talk
like,
about reparations, that's where you got to go. Nothing else.
and
That's
that's
why
what's
the
been,
criteria
yeah, it's
is
so heavy.
yeah, that's why the criteria is the 87
Legislative
census.
wise,
Because
legislative
that was a
wise.
census that came out right after the Civil War.
Yeah. And even now, like with the reparations task force, we're just gonna use that as the basis,
Yeah,
right?
the AB 3121.
We're gonna use that as basis. Even that, like, I mean, I sat down and I read
Thank you.
that.
That's
That's
what
a
I was
lot
asking.
of reading, but it covered a lot of things. You know what I mean, it
It
covered
did.
a lot of things. Just in one state, you're talking about the whole, nation that
In
we
a
live
quote
in,
unquote free
right?
state.
Yeah, exactly. And even like me and Jesse, me and Jesse do political stuff
Yes.
in our city, right?
In state.
In city and state. Thank you, semantics, right?
Speaking of Colorado, it's
Yeah,
a video that's been circling. Some dude got shot in Aurora.
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just,
They killed him. They
yeah,
shot and killed him.
they
Yeah.
shot him and killed him. I live in Aurora.
I know his brother.
I live in Aurora where this happened, not where it happened, but in the vicinity of that.
Yeah.
And what you're seeing, aside from the shooting of the brother, there's other camera footage and shit, from passerbys. But in that area, there's a lot of cameras. And what happened, we don't really, they're gaslighting. Well, I just laid down like three paragraph comments
Yeah.
talking about Aurora Police Department, how they kill people. I seen it with my own damn eyes. That's all they do is kill black people. And I could go on all day. I've had interactions since I was a little girl, since coming out from California to here with Aurora PD. So I can tell you exactly how they behave, and the tactics are not to, come peacefully. They're there to do the worst. And in the way we see it, is Aurora is not a part of the sanctuary city. Aurora is like what? Technically is a sundown area.
It's sundown.
Technically, by de facto, that after sundown it cracks off. When this video was going on, it was damn near sundown.
It's dust.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And when
All
this
right, I don't
happened,
want. I
when
want you
this
to finish
happened,
up. I don't want to backtrack too much. I'm gonna try
they
to
did
cover
a
it in
lot of
30. Go ahead.
political theater, brother. We got coons and mammies and tailors and things like that here that do specific harm to black people, and they're black looking people. And they're doing political theater. So some of that stuff you're seeing online is them like, first of all, is sweating the tees where they're like a whole line deep. And that they don't do that. That's political theater. That's theater. You dig? The
Okay.
chief
All right.
gaslighting, he's really gaslighting. He's really lying. Why? As I know. I'm outside community patrolling, doing my little duties, protecting us outside. I drive and be like, hey, I'm one of them types. You know what I mean? I don't got a
All right.
problem with it.
Cool. So let's get
But
back
yeah,
on track.
it's a lie.
Yeah, let's get back on track.
Not a lie, but it's a lie.
So
All right.
okay,
Yeah,
we've
just
established.
Before I got cut off, hold on, MB. I wanted to share my story on how I came about
go
this
ahead. I'm
movement.
out.
Oh yeah,
So
that's
back,
right. Yeah, go ahead.
so back in 2013, right around the time Trayvon Martin happened, I started listening to Dr. Claude Anderson. Dr. Claude Anderson was talking about how we were an exceptional people and that we basically weren't getting our due credit. And he was calling us back then Native Black Americans.
Right.
He said we
On the
were,
Rock Newman show.
yep, on the Rock Newman show, yep. So from there and on, I was like, okay, I'm rocking with this. Yeah, we Native Black Americans. Then the ADO stuff came up.
Right.
Yvette Carnell was following what Dr. Claude Anderson was saying. because I used to follow her on Breaking Brown from
Right.
like 2016,
Yeah, that was
2019.
around 2016 when I started watching them.
Yeah, so we started watching her around the same time. So I was intrigued about that, and I have a flag right now. I'm looking at right now that I got from my grandfather, and on it I put ADO. That's how old the flag is, because he gave it to me in like 2016. So I
Yeah.
put ADO on the flag, and I just have to recently cross that out and put FBA. But we were on another program called Mile High News. We had started in 2019,
hmm
and we were following the ADOS and then the FBA heavily. So then we started noticing a trend with ADOS that we wasn't really liking, because Dr. Claude Anderson said we didn't have no permanent friends, we had permanent interests. So I was listening to him and I was listening to Yvette, and Yvette was like trying to get us to go the Democrat route. So she would say stuff like, "Oh, you need to vote down ballot Democrat." What am I getting? Oh,
That I know exactly when you was talking about, because that was when at first she was on the Bernie train.
yeah, she was on
When
Bernie
Bernie
Sanders.
lost, when
Yeah,
Bernie lost the primary, then it went to vote down ballot, which I was against.
yeah. And then remember when Bernie Sanders said it wasn't feasible, reparations, because we had asked all the candidates in 2016 that was running what their stance was on reparations, and he said it wasn't feasible. So right there and then, I stopped effing with Bernie Sanders. I said, "To hell with you, Bernie Sanders." When he came out here to Denver, I did a whole one-man protest against him. I almost got kicked out my city and county building because I had a button from Cobra that said reparations now, atone, America must atone. And they tried to kick me off the city and county building where the city council meetings are. They wouldn't let me in. Talking about, you got to take that button off. So I made a whole stink about it. I got in the paper about it. I protested the hell out of Bernie Sanders that day. He had a gathering in Civic Center Park, and one man protest, damn near crashed that shit by myself.
All right, let me stop it right there real quick, Jesse. So we got D Chicago up. He said,
What up,
now we talking about delineation. He said that don't make sense. One group
What
gives
don't
us
make
a
sense?
clear delineation, which is ADOS, but one going to choose FBA, which doesn't. Basically, what he's saying is one group or one name. Let's not even say group. One name, one I guess you would say terminology. American descendants of slaves is a clear, to him. I'm not saying to me. To him, he's saying ADOS is a clear term for delineation. FBA. Now, I'm assuming he's saying that based on the fact that it got the term black in it, but the adjective in the term is foundational.
Yeah, but
So I'll let you respond to that.
D Chicago, what you're not factoring in is anybody basically can claim American descendant of slavery. It's not distinct enough.
Right.
That's why we had to go with FBA, because it was more precise.
And the legislation
And
comes into play.
we wasn't gonna have a situation like with the Dow's Commission, where you had a bunch of $5 Indians, a bunch of $5 FBAs running around talking about on 1/16 FBA, where's my check?
Yeah.
But that would no way to be possible to happen nowadays. I mean, I could understand back then where you could get over.
No, you got people right now that are running around talking about, I got a slave. I had a slave in my family. White folks.
White folk, yeah.
They had a whole slave in their family, and they're saying, well, since that person is in my family, part of my family tree, I should be entitled to the reparations too. You got
let me ask. That's a
slaves
good
in their family that are running around saying,
point of contention right there. That's a good point of contention. if a person that identifies as white today has a now we talking about a direct descendant, direct meaning it either comes from the mother or the father,
Right.
Direct descendant of U.S. chattel slavery. Does that not qualify them for reparation? Because in my eyes, it do.
Does that not qualify the black person or the white person for reparations?
White person.
It don't. If they got a black, we're talking about direct lineage, grandfather, great grandfather, all that. Direct lineage.
That's why we have to cry. Okay, so let's go with that.
That's where I get
That's why that would qualify them for reparations based off of
We agree then. We agree.
Based off of ADOS, yes.
Right, but they got problems.
So, but not foundational Black Americans. See, and this is the thing that I'm talking about. If we saying foundational Black Americans, it's saying that you have to identify as Black.
Yes.
First and foremost.
At least 10 years, yes.
See again.
Like for me, I use the fact that I was in and out of jail for fucking ever and a day, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we change the game though, because now it's not legislative no more. Now we're talking about the harm. If it's legislative, don't none of that matter.
What I'm saying.
The reason why we delineate it like that, because the harms,
yeah. But
then we differ then.
Because these other groups can say, hey, I was a victim of redlining.
Right.
I was a victim I was an indentured servant. I was a debt peonage, convict leasing.
It's a contract though. That could easily be refuted as well. That's a contract. That ain't no like chattel slavery.
That's not even my argument.
You get no argument from me about that, Ron.
Well, me neither, Ron. But I use in my case, right? Because the most clearest thing with a person like me that has no family, no nothing, I have to actually go dig and look around for my lineage, right? Actually had to go looking. Is I use the fact that I was when you get arrested, right? You got to go in. You got to check all you got to go in. They book you in. They book you in. You book you in on your race, your religion, your marital status, whatever they sexuality. You swab your mouth is whatever, right? And so I got a clear history of saying, that I'm Black, Indian, French, because that's what it's told me. You think? So that right there is that's how I use mine from my point of verification as part of my qualifiers. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, see,
that's just one leg.
I understand what you're saying, but like I said, to me, that's moving the goalpost, because I thought we had established that reparations was a legislative process. Like as far as we have to go back in history.
That means
from a legislative standpoint.
About legislative process, we got to be very clear and precise with the language.
You're right, of course. I don't disagree with that. That's why talking about the harms after Reconstruction won't fly. That we have to go based on the legislation that was put into place after the Civil War. What happened? Now that was 1865. We talk about over 100 years. Damn near 150 years. Well, it'll be over 150 years basically. If somebody
on paper, MD,
yeah.
But we know goddamn well slavery is still going on today. It's just in the prison system. And it was still being actively practiced in this country at least 100 years after the fact.
So you saying that we are factoring in the harm that was done after Reconstruction? You factoring that in the reparations, correct?
Yes.
And that's what I'm saying. Me and you differ on that.
So you're cutting it off at Reconstruction.
I'm cutting it off at the legislation that was passed during Reconstruction. Yes, because that's what the foundation of the reparations movement should be founded on. Now, if you want to do a whole separate issue with the systemic racism, that's fine, I rock with that. But I'm saying reparations when it comes to
systemic racism, that's going to include all these other groups that came later.
Yes.
You're
That's
right.
not going to be specific enough. So you're saying, okay, I got it. What you're saying. So we should just focus on the chattel slavery in the Reconstruction period. Everything after that don't
It's
include
negotiable.
in the reparation claim.
We can do a whole nother reparation claim, and we can have debate and dialogue on what the quality. I'm all for that, but I'm saying this particular reparation claim right here, when it comes to U.S. chattel slave, emancipated, the freedmen, is solely based on the legislation that was passed in those 12 years between 1865, 1877.
Okay.
That's it. Because everything else, you're right. You risk muddy in the waters. You risk muddy in the waters trying to do anything else.
Okay, so MD, one of the criteria for FBA is you have to be able to trace your lineage back to the 1870 census.
Okay.
So that falls right in the middle of that time period that you're talking about.
Right.
Also demand that your descendants is also doing a disservice to what they did.
I don't know if we're gonna get to the 1870s though. Like MD was saying, like I can trace it, but I don't think I can go back to the 1870s.
I go 1600.
So how I read it
on at least one of my sides.
So how I read it, it don't necessarily say that you have to.
Oh, okay.
Trace it back to the. It's just saying that's the starting
point. Go to FBA.
That was the first census after emancipation. So they just using that as a starting mark.
Oh,
right. That's the starting point.
Yeah.
Some say 1900. Anywhere between 1870 and 1900.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Because after that, that's when all these other groups, some of them we would consider black, but they're from other countries, started coming in.
But it wasn't a massive amount of them until after the civil rights, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It wasn't.
They really started.
But it was still some here. Like I said.
Yeah, like you brought up Stokely Carmichael earlier. Like, where would he fall? Stokely Carmichael, he's not FBA, but he was a writer for FBA. He was around FBA. That's who caught him with FBA.
He wouldn't be FBA. Like, he moved here, he lived in the Bronx, went to school in the Bronx. He still wouldn't be considered FBA.
No, he wouldn't be considered. He would be Trinidadian American.
Right.
That's just crazy.
Really, as a foreign lineage.
I know. Well, I know Stokely Carmichael because he was my father's mentor.
Right. But you still would consider him part of the Black America.
Like
came up with Black
and
Power.
This what I'm talking about.
He came up with Black Power, but who was he around when he came up with Black Power?
Black people.
But black people from where?
They were black people in the same struggle in America. So you saying, so that negates his experience, him being identified as a black person in America simply because he was born in Trinidad, but he helped the cause massively. Why would that negate him?
He wouldn't be included in our claim.
Yeah, the reparation, and I agree with that. The reparation claim ain't got nothing to do, and this is why I don't antiquate reparations with the harms that we went through after. I can't. This is the reason why.
I can follow your reasoning. I can see your reasoning now.
This is the reason why.
Because it opens the door for all these other groups to get in on our claim.
Understandable.
So it has to be restricted to that. But so then, how do you factor in the states? Because there was still some territories back then.
Well, it's not a state. It's not a state thing. It's a federal.
So it's a whole federal. So you're saying we should just go at the federal level, not the state level or the local level.
Now, I'm not saying. We just saw a clear case of the California Reparations Task Force do an incredible job.
Yes.
At going step by step, showing the harms that were done to Black Americans from a specific time. They did an incredible job. I'm not saying states can't do that, but what I'm saying is when it comes to reparations for U.S. chattel slavery, not even for U.S. chattel slavery, it's actually for the restoration of Black America post emancipation. That's what it's really. It's the reconstruction. Reparations is based on reconstruction.
Oh, okay. So that's where we differ. Because I say reparations is based off the chattel slavery and the reconstruction.
So how are you going? So okay, and I ain't got no issue with that. If that, you know what I'm saying. The problem that I think
he's right.
It'll face is how are you going to equate monetarily centuries of U.S. chattel slavery? How you going to do that? You can't, all I can do is base it on what was signed into law. That's all I can do. And what was signed into law was the Freedmen's Bureau.
Right. So
we know
that
what happened
money,
with that.
That would at least be what, $100 million.
I mean, it'll be way more than that, because you got to think about inflation plus interest. Plus, you got to think about everything else that was written. It wasn't just the Freedmen's Bank. It was a lot more other stuff.
Okay, so factor in the banks. Would it be in the billions or trillions?
It'll be in the trillions.
Okay, so what we've been saying on Frontline Campaign, Frontline Black News is 100. Starting at 100 trillion.
Yeah, they ain't gonna never be able to pay 100.
They not in the one that's not one's installment, Ron.
Yeah, I mean, make excuses for not to give it all in one installment.
And that's another problem. A lot of pan reactionists and a lot of bad faith immigrants, they just think the U.S. government gonna fly bombers from the sky and just drop it ain't gonna work that way. This is gonna be generational.
Right.
This ain't reparations still. I'm gonna be dead and gone. Reparations still gonna be getting paid. This is generational.
I don't think they gonna do that.
I got a question.
So no, real quick, Lady J, I'm confused. So
no, I got a question too. I'm confused too. I got confused.
You said you was upset in the fact that some FBAs saying that they're not participating in government, but at the same time you say, well, government ain't gonna do that. Another aspect of the reparations movement is infiltrating the actual government.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Right.
So I mean, so saying that something ain't gonna happen, I can't get jiggy with that.
No, I'm just talking about the amount y'all talking about. I think we can get some, but I think we kind of got to be realistic. 100.
Realistic, yeah.
We ain't gonna.
We really gotta really do the math on that.
Okay, so we have math done.
Go ahead.
Andy Garrity has done the math. We have several Black economists that have done the math, and they have said anywhere from 14 to 20 trillion.
This year?
Well, within the past.
We done had white economists that done did the math. Chemerinsky did the math.
Right.
It was in the trillions of dollars.
This year, because each year.
But also what these economists done said is this ain't no overnight thing. Like, this is gonna be over the span of how many years. Like, we're gonna be dead and gone. And reparations, like, let's say they pass it today.
Yeah.
The reparations payments is not going to be based on the individual aspect of a monetary value. It's going to be based on the lineage, meaning the lineage is going to be getting this money. What do I mean when I say lineage? I'm not talking about FBA as a whole. I'm talking about family.
Like grand.
I'm talking about from the family structure. I'm beginning to check and I die.
Mm-hmm.
That don't mean the check stop.
No, it goes to your descendants.
So when we say trillions, we talking about over the course of, let's just say, 100 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind, we haven't been out of slavery on paper longer than we were in it.
Right. And I see where you're going with this. This is a fascinating little discussion, right? I see where you're going with this. So I think what you're saying is that we've been focusing on the state level, thinking that we're going to move it through all the legislative, the House and the Senate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
At the state level.
And we're at the state level. And so how do we move it to, which is just my question, this is a serious question, because, we do work on the local level, right? And the state level, right? And we're working on crime bill, okay? like what Professor Black Truth everybody's talking about, right? So how do we move it to the federal level collectively for the whole for what we're talking about for the soil for the all the for what 50 states?
You're gonna have to infiltrate a political party. Now, guess what political party that's gonna be?
The Democratic Party.
Hey, need I say more? And that's part of the problem I got with FBA.
Uh,
FBA takes so much time, and like I said, I get it. I'm not even a Democrat per se, but I get it. I get it wholeheartedly. The Democrat Party is a shit party, no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, when we talking about big tent, because that's what the Democratic Party try to poise themselves to be, we gonna have to infiltrate that big tent. It ain't happening with the Republicans. I'm sorry, it's just not.
Okay, so FBA is talking about getting FBAs in office. That's what we got to get. I heard Ron talking about the lobbyists. We need we need FBA lobbyists too. We need our people in those. We need
people to have some bread to make that, because we ain't got the bread to make those kind of moves like the whites have when they do it. I'm sorry, whose channel am I?
It's all good. You know, I don't give a damn.
Like the whites have, like the whites have.
I disagree with that too, though, Lady Che. You got Black Pack. You got Black Vote Matter. These are Black American super PAC. You just don't agree. You just
I didn't know. I didn't know.
I know about them. I just don't.
I didn't know. I didn't know, brother. I swear to God, I didn't know.
And I don't agree with their narrative either. But
I don't want to take money that's tied up with this ultimately going to bite our people in the ass.
I agree with that. I agree with that. So
that
what
dirty
I'm saying
money is never good, man. Like if we can't really
what
just
I'm saying is the narrative is more important, because if you push a narrative and it gains enough traction, certain special interest groups and lobbyists ain't really got a choice but to take notice. So when you got people like Black Pack and all, you gonna have to infiltrate it enough where you override the interest of what their current situation is.
So I was thinking about doing that here.
A whole mission
statement, because they're not some of these things. They might not be in the alignment that we're on what we're on, and they might be doing that double speak, double talk, plebiscite battle, whatever, to sell to pander, you know what I mean, to get their way. And that's the thing that I like. I'm working on something serious, right? And I have trust issues with even trying to present it to the black looking people in our state capital, right? Our senator or whatever, right? Senator Coleman. He's been known to be a coon. Yeah. I don't want to do anything because they'll strip it to the bare white meat. That will be specifically for us, like a protection bill, an anti-black, anti-black crime bill, right? So specifically for us, like what Professor Black Truth be talking about, TBA be talking about, right? So I'm working on something very serious with the language and everything, and I don't want to even let them look at it for the simple fact that these are known people to steal our work as our intellectual property through 2 campaigns, the mayoral one and the House District 8 when Jesse was running, right? They stole my whole work. Did a whole white boy swooping and a colonizer swooping. Yeah. So with white people, I just can't. I can't. I tried just the other day, like what, 2 months ago when we were at the reparations thing in our state, right? It was first time hearing, and I was talking to a sister, and I immediately, in my intuition, I was listening to her, I was talking to her, my intuition immediately took a shift to hell nah.
Okay, why? So this is what I'll say. This is what I'll say to that. Instead of going directly to your state legislature, put your feet in the street. Get the track. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I know you and Jesse work. I know you and Jesse work. So I know what y'all about. You got to have the snowball effect. Mm-hmm. You got to have the populace in order to garner the traction to the local level. You got to have the traction from the local level to go to the state. So on,
Right.
so on.
And it's
That's just
how
what
we
it is.
are, how we move. We're like the most hated, most hated pro-black couple of the city
Right.
because we be standing on everything.
Let alone
We
the
shave the
state.
devil. It's serious. It's like all day long with us, and
That's just what it is.
just to get the work done because nobody's taking it seriously. And as you can see on the news, a brother just died in front of his son.
Mm.
You dig? So this is serious, but it's so much more because we live in a racist, like we live in, amongst other people, we live in a racist state, clan state. And it's just heavy. Just it's almost like the way we
That
move
own
is
slaves.
so
Our
ugly.
legislatures own slaves.
Right? They ban us from everything. They had a whole town meeting and didn't even invite us. They should have, because we'd be the ones to get it cracking. You know what I mean? And no, they didn't. Why? Because they're scared. They're just like everybody else. They're scared of power. People that'll take it. Like I'll say
All right,
no.
cool.
You dig? And it's
All
hard.
right.
That's what I'm scared about. That's what I'm worried about. Is if
All right,
we submit this, it could go from here, Colorado, and protect all of us here. All of
Turn
us.
into another Crown Act.
All
And
right,
I
cool.
want to
All
turn
right,
into that.
let me ask Ron something. So
Yeah.
again, like I say, I've been seeing you on different channel outlets or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So first, let me tell you a story. So I was scrolling through YouTube one day, just doom scrolling,
How
and
did you chat
I
today,
came,
bro?
huh?
I was at Ron in this chat today.
Oh, Ron, you went live today?
No, I ain't go live today.
No, not today.
Oh,
Pennsylvania.
yeah.
But
I
yeah.
was scrolling one day and I came up with somebody, American Dream. You know this guy?
Oh,
I
Oh
don't
Lord, have
know.
mercy.
yeah, we know.
And
I don't know,
yeah,
but
Jet.
like, I called him ever since. Like, how I found out about him was through Unbiased Ron, but
Me too.
Yeah. Okay, that's my fault, brother.
Oh, okay.
My fault. I was confused. I was over there.
I don't even know who that is. Like,
My fault, brother.
he's
Wrong
That's
for right.
FBA news.
Yeah, my fault. It's just your voice sounded so similar. My fault, brother. I apologize.
I don't know who that is. But
yeah.
That's all right.
I seen American Dream, and I got to argue.
Dream on his platform.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he was on there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
American Dreamers, I think he has Jamaican descent.
Yeah, he's Jamaican, yeah.
Yeah, he's a Jamaican
born here in America, if I'm not mistaken. Or he came
No.
over here.
How the hell he sounds straight from the Rasta Garden? How the hell he was born in America?
Right.
I thought he was born here. I could be mistaken. I thought he said he was born here, but or he has his American.
You don't hear his accent?
One of them first or second generation immigrants.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think he has his citizenship here. We'll say that much.
I thought he was naturalized.
Yeah,
because he sound like he just got finished beating the steel drum. So I thought he was from damn Jamaica.
Like that. No, I'm messing up.
That's what he sounded like to me. But yeah, I went on their platform or whatever and got to debate with them.
Mm-hmm.
And so we talking about.
Huh? Sorry, go ahead, finish up. My fault.
No, I was gonna say. So they were talking about reparations, and one of the dudes on there, he was another Jamaican. He was basically pretty much saying the same thing you said, Ron. Like it's an unrealistic. He basically turned into Paul Ryan. He started talking about the deficit and the debt. No, I'm like, hold on, ain't you a Pan-African? What the hell do you care about the debt for?
Right.
Poppy watching.
Type of reparations, but for it to be lasting generations, I don't think that's just. I think we're gonna have to be a little.
Well, let's look at the other people that got reparations. The small hat, the short hats get reparations.
They've been getting it for down there 80 years.
Yeah,
that's generational.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody said a peep.
And that didn't even happen here.
That happened somewhere else, brothers. That happened somewhere else.
I thought they cut that off. I thought Obama cut that off with them.
No, they still getting checks.
They still getting
Why do you
checks.
think Bernie Sanders was so amped to say it wasn't feasible, but his people still getting checks?
But how
Mm-hmm.
many of them people could have?
I,
And
I
I'm
don't,
not trying to
I
negate
don't
our
care if
struggle.
it was. I don't care if Obama cut it off though. They got it for literally generations.
Yeah. I'm not saying that. But you got to think about how many.
But what about
The
the
$5 natives,
No,
they
I'm
get
trying to
checks.
think how many of it could have been compared to
But not only were we given direct payment, we were also contributing
Yep.
to the German fund, which gave
Yep.
the
Sure
direct
was,
Holocaust
MD.
survivors.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, we was also contributing to the
Oh,
funding of the nation of Israel.
Not
Yeah.
only that,
Not only that.
they was giving
Not,
out billions of acres of land. Not
Not
only
only
that,
I mean, it's just a fact.
That's
You,
not
you
shit.
can't. It's,
no, I understand what you're saying, and I'm not trying to negate that we don't deserve it, but I'm saying, are we realistically going to get it? We have to be realistic.
Yeah. I mean, how old are you, huh?
realism is what you make of it legislatively. Realism
right?
is what you make of it
Okay, well,
politically.
think where we
So
are
if we're talking about
legislatively.
politics, huh?
How old are you, Ron?
Where we are legislatively.
Yeah. How old are you?
It ties back into what I was saying about the FBA brothers not being involved in the political process. So,
Okay, so some of us might not be involved, but
yeah,
me and Lady K are definitely
I know
involved.
you are. I know you are, Jess.
It's terrible. It's terrible how involved we are. But Ryan, how old are you? How old are you, brother?
I'm the oldest out of here though. Don't judge.
I doubt it. What you at? You like your 40s?
Yeah, I'm 47. I'm the oldest. Y'all young.
All right.
Years.
Man,
I'm
45, cuz. I'm sorry. I'm 45, brother. I'm
By
45.
2 years.
Right.
Yeah,
When's your
no,
birthday?
He is 78.
March the 10th. Greatest day
March
ever.
10th. Oh, you have my brother's birthday.
Look,
My
tell
brother's
your
born
brother
that day.
this is how awesome he is.
Yeah, Pisces. My brother is awesome. My brother is awesome. Half brother. My baby brother is my baby brother. I'm an Aries, so I can dig it.
Harriet Tubman passed away too.
Yeah, March
Hey,
10th.
so let me ask you, Ron, because you keep
I'm
talking
asking
about
that because
unrealistic.
no, I'm asking because that's
go
the
ahead.
last of a rare breed. We're the last of a rare breed. We're Generation X. That means we're the ones that are going to have to make it happen.
Right.
Because the
I
young.
don't know about that.
No, listen, we are the last of a rare breed.
Boomers done checked out. The
We're the
Gen X wasn't worth a damn. If you want to be honest with you. I mean, I'm just being honest.
Gen X is next to take the reins of power.
Gen X, look. Gen X,
well, from an age standpoint, yeah.
Right? But we're the last ones. We're the last ones that don't believe in mediocrity. We're the ones that show our work. We're the ones that'll go out and get it. You know, we don't take it just any answer for what it is.
What make you think Gen X go out and get it? You know, Gen X was coddled by the boomers,
I'm living proof of that. I'm living proof of that.
You're an anecdotal example. For the most part, Gen X is not worth a damn. Like my mama Gen X.
There's some lazy fuckers. There's some lazy fuckers.
I don't think you understand when I say wasn't worth a damn. Let me explain. And like I said, this is a sidebar. I don't want to get off track. The boomers economically was arguably the greatest generation of our time.
What they do with that money?
Leave us nothing.
You actually getting to my point. The Gen Xers inherited the greatest amount of let's just break it down to black folk. The Gen Xers inherited the greatest amount of quote unquote, because like I said, make sure you put the quotes in there, wealth of any generation from the boomers. Yes. Gen Xers as a whole, half of them went to college, half of them started smoking crack.
Yeah, that's just a fact. That's true, MD. That is very true.
The half that went to college are the ones that wasted away the black community. That's a fact. Yeah, a lot of them sold a house, sold a Big Mama house, got the hell on, and now these same communities that was
a lot of that was under Obama too.
A lot of these communities that was once middle class black communities are now the hood, dilapidated, broke down houses,
or they get regentrified.
Right. You are not lying about that. You're absolutely correct about that.
Gen X as a whole, like I said, of course you got anomaly. I ain't saying all Gen X bad, but as a whole, Gen X failed the community. Failed.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a fact.
We kind of were ourselves a little bit.
I say the boomers failed the community, but
the boomers, they didn't give a damn because the boomers had done work. The boomers had done work. Remember, the boomers were the one. Remember, the black people, they used to be called Reagan Democrats. You remember that?
Yeah.
The boomers was straight. They didn't give a damn what y'all niggas was doing.
Right.
They had done lived their life good. Had a pension. They was like the hell with y'all niggas are on y'all own.
Didn't have to go to college to get that pension.
Yeah. One income fed everybody.
One income, wife, and 5 children. Yep. Living the dream.
So they was like, hey, y'all got to get it how y'all live. I'm straight.
Exactly.
Sink or swim.
Let me live my own, which I can remember. I'm an individualist at the end of the day. I kind of agree with that, but at the same time, from a family standpoint, you fucked over your own family. That's what it is.
That ain't.
They went up for a pack of squares. They come back.
I mean, you fucked them over because you was old. You didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't care.
Going partying and drinking and up.
Mm-hmm.
So when the Gen Xers start getting into their 30s and 40s, y'all was like, hey man, here go the house. I'm about to die or whatever. And a lot of the Gen Xers, again, like I said, they was either smoking crack or they was highly educated. Educated.
Yep.
Yeah.
HBCUs, the whole 9. Yep. They was like, I don't want to live around you niggas. So I'm gonna sell the house.
That's just crazy.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going out to the suburb. That's just a fact.
Never to be seen again.
Yeah, separate for the whole thing. How about you just can't be around all that ratchetness?
But again, I said, I just wanted to come up here and get a take. So Ron, I ask you this: what reparations look like to you, Ron, if anything?
I think it's going to be more tax incentives and maybe land grants, but I don't think it's going to be cash payments.
What land is in America that you can get? Ain't no damn land.
It's either polluted.
Land, Kansas, North Dakota, Utah.
All that stuff is polluted.
All that land is privately owned, and it's contracted under the federal. Ain't no land. That shit is over with. If we was gonna get land, we should have got it like we supposed to got.
The federal government can't take no land.
They got the federal government
already took it. That's what I'm telling you. So the federal government. So the federal, look at all this this grazing land and stock land that literally the federal government is paying people for that land, and they still living on it and everything. Look at all these wind farms and solar farms and shit. That's private property. The federal government paying these people. They don't that shit is dead. Plus, you got other countries that got land.
China got land over here.
Well, okay, then maybe
that shit is dead.
Well, I guess it's just gonna have to be tax incentives then.
Okay,
so what's the difference between tax is money, correct?
I would love to not have to pay taxes.
Yeah.
So what's the difference
I'm just
between?
saying it's gonna be. You don't think that's gonna be a difference than literally them paying it up as to us saving money or getting more money, getting more money.
I'm asking what the difference. I don't see the difference. if they give, let's say they give us
$300 on your check versus not having $300.
Let's say.
I'm just saying, if anything, it's gonna be a more suitable payment method. Rather than me just doling y'all out of checks, y'all gonna get in increments. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be a one-time installment.
They definitely got to tweak the message or tweak the languages. That's why I see what this is going. And I'm glad we're having this discussion because now it gives me more food for thought to think on. Because I see where you go with this. We definitely got to put some further thought into it. Keep in mind, this is only brand new.
You establish what you were supposed to establish under Reconstruction. You have the Department of Freedmen Affairs, like it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And you put bureaucracy behind it, just like you do everything else. It ain't that hard. It ain't hard to concede.
There are trees. There
So
are
you think
shit.
it's gonna MD? So you think it's gonna be cash payments, huh? That we gonna receive?
That's what we asking
Starting
for. That's
with,
what we
yeah,
demanding.
that's not the be all, but that's the start in this direct lineage cash payments.
Just like you get a Social Security check or a veteran check, you would get a freedman check.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So if you don't think that that reparations is feasibly possible in your lifetime, what's the second option? Because I was thinking about the stock market, but the way the market is,
No,
it's on
the hell with that. I'm not.
volatile. So like
Yeah, that's
the
some
Trump
BS.
is
Maybe
volatile.
government bonds. I don't know about the crypto, but you know you can invest in the government. Maybe if they give out some government bonds.
I was thinking more
We
like
can have treasury bonds.
the energy thing because they pillaging us financially with these data centers and whatnot. But there's got to be bullish somewhere, right? So I would try to. I was thinking about that just yesterday while I was doing a show. Think about like how bullish is the market because with Trump's emotional things like he's up and down. The market is up and down with everything except for
That ain't.
data centers
It's him
and
waffling
energy.
on them tariffs, saying 1 minute he gonna implement it, the next he ain't.
That's what I'm saying. Ron. It's volatile. It's not steady. But right now, it's emotional. Everything, whatever he's doing, the market's emotional.
So MD,
If that makes sense.
if the president wanted to, could they issue an executive order for reparations?
Yeah.
Or would they have to go through the Congress in order to
I mean, hell, Trump done issued everything else in the damn executive order, even though it's illegal. It's illegal as hell.
He could issue it, but it's
gonna be challenged.
Yeah, it's gonna be challenged.
That first day, he dropped like 200 executive orders.
If it was race based, I could see it being challenged, but lineage based,
yeah.
If it's anything executive order, it's gonna be challenged.
Yeah,
he's moving like 1 minute he's with us, next minute he's against us.
And I know that's a thing that in Cobra been they talk about executive order and but again we need something that's set in stone. Right. That's why it's got to be passed through legislation. It's gotta. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So I mean, revamp. Yeah. So are you suggesting a revamp of HR 40 or a whole different bill altogether?
I'm talking about a revamp of the Freedmen's Bureau Act of 1865.
Can we do it as a private bill? About.
Okay. That's already on the books.
Yeah.
It's still there. You can go to the Library of Congress right now.
Yeah, this is not being honored.
Read it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Can you move it through as a private bill? Question mark.
I mean, you can. So okay, we all remember. Well, we weren't born, so we don't remember. But we know the history. Mm-hmm. The Civil Rights Act of 1865 was passed.
Yeah,
that's a fact. After 1877, they said, "Damn that bill," because they was trying to do the presidential compromise. Then Jim Crow started.
Yeah.
1965 roll around. All people don't understand. Not the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and 1965. That was literally the same thing that was passed in 1860. The same thing.
Rights movement.
And it even say in the bill in 1965, this is an enforcement of the Civil Rights Act of 1865. It literally say that. You could do the same exact thing for the Freedmen's Bureau Act. The same exact thing.
Yeah, they could.
They could.
At the federal level, yep.
Dang.
See, and these is the conversations we're not having these conversations.
Yeah, because they move private bills quietly through stuff. When they want to move things and make it happen, they don't tell nobody nothing. They just slide a private bill through. I was like, well, why don't we just do the same thing they do and slide a private bill through, you know what I mean, to get shit cracking off the way we want to. So, obviously it's going to be a little work, but it's not that much work if you just know how to read and you know what you're going to plug in.
You got to know where to go.
Right. That's what I was asking the question. Dang.
That's a fact.
That's a good bill right there, brother.
So I just wanted to come up here. Like I said, I wanted to come up here and holler at Ron, man. I just wanted to see where his head was at. Because again, y'all know me. I got my gripes. Huh?
Are we on Ron's platform?
We on
No, it's mine, but I mean, yeah, everybody can stream. I don't,
kind of like both of ours.
I can dig it.
yeah, everybody can stream.
Oh,
But yeah, like I said,
and
I just wanted to see where his head was at because I had been seeing things.
Yeah, but you know
And
what?
I was like,
Jesse and Slady, they kind of cool FBAs. I've been like running into some radical ones, man. Like
that's because you go to the hole, bro. That's what that
Yeah.
is. You got to stop going to the hole.
I mean, I'm not with all my like things. I believe strongly in, separatism, black nationalism, things like that, like all day, like separatism. Yeah, I believe in that thoroughly, 100%. But not to say that I'm not with the collective of what's best for our people, black people.
right.
I just want to thank y'all
Yeah.
for being level-headed because, like I said, I've been in some spots and they done kicked me off within.
Yeah, I seen you had got into it with our boy Breeze.
Yeah.
Oh! Shout out to Breeze Omega.
Breeze Omega, same town.
Probably a light-skinned tether.
that motherfucker. I be listening to him sometimes. He be babbling like a motherfucker. I'm like, what the hell is he talking
Ron.
about?
I said your FBA. I said Ron's
He
FBA.
called you a light skinned Taylor.
Yeah, Ron.
Hey, man,
Breeze be babbling, bro. He be babbling like a motherfucker. I'm like, what the hell he talking about?
I was there making jokes yesterday. Was it yesterday? I was there making jokes.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Matter of fact, I think I subbed to him because of Conscious Ron. I think.
Yeah.
Okay. I stepped to him because I still love the guy.
No, he's hilarious. I like funny brothers like that. He's hilarious. It made me laugh because it's serious work. It's serious work, and the devil be busy as hell. You're just trying to get us.
But see,
But like I said, y'all know my position. Y'all know,
Yeah, and I mean, we like that position because it's not oppositional, but it's like it offers a lot of format to think of. Because if you just let our brain run wild, we will never get no real direction.
No doubt.
I think FBA needs more of y'all to be at the forefront of the movement because it seems like y'all are at least adaptable and you want to listen where, like I said, where other ones is like, no, this is our way and you just got to get out the way if you're not down with it. At least y'all like, okay, well, throw me your idea. And I appreciate that more than anything.
I think that what it is like for us, because we're so in our city, they're so contentious with us because we're so like this all day. It's not like we'll do it online, just not online. This is like every day, all day long with us.
Right.
It that we don't know how to turn off or simmer the blackness down. You're gonna tone down, It was just like that, but the energy is completely with me. Just I'm more high energy, like I'm more like a black alpha type. You know what I mean? It's just more like calm. But I'm like, no, I believe in taking power. You know what I mean? I believe in saying no. I believe in saying, no, you owe us that. We taking that. This is our. However, if it's not in the best interest of our people, meaning black people here, then what are we doing it for? You think? Because we can't be doing it for everybody else. They've already got all of us. They've already taken from us. They culture vulture. They took everything. Culture vulture everything. So and perverse everything. Like everything we have, they perverse it to the ugliness.
You see how they deal woke?
And you ask one of them just to describe it. Nobody's ever asked white people as of recently, what does it mean? What does that mean to you? You know what I mean? What does woke mean to you? I want to hear what a white person has to say because they definitely are on that level.
They don't damn know. They don't know. How can they define something that they don't even understand? They don't comprehend. They can't do that.
Right.
So I'm about to get ready to get. Yeah, I'm about to get ready to get off here because I got to go to sleep. Hey, but look, this conversation. Well, not this particular conversation, but this Thursday. CFP Take Fifth Politics, and y'all invited. That's gonna be a different kind of. Usually on Take Fifth Politics.
The link.
You can't Indian give on that invite. You already invited us.
Yeah. I'll post a link probably the day of in like a YouTube post.
Okay.
But you know, usually on Take Fifth Politics, we do structured stuff.
Yes,
I think I'm gonna change the format for this particular TFP because again, we talking about the politics of blackness, and it's gonna be focused around. It's called the full name of it is Politics of Blackness for the Culture. We're gonna be discussing black culture. Is black culture a thing? Can black culture be quote unquote gate kept? We're gonna be discussing all of that. We're gonna lay it all out on the table.
I'm gonna answer the question. Yes.
Well, you know, I have a different position.
So,
but we gonna talk about all that Thursday.
Okay.
This gonna be a special edition of Take Fifth Politics. If you're a nigga, you invited. That's just what it is.
Well, I can't. Damn it, I can't come, unfortunately. All right. No, I'm messing.
So you know, I'm like I said, Jesse, I'm probably gonna post a link in a post the day of. I'll probably end up doing it like that. And then, you know, of course, I'll drop the link when I go live or whatever. But y'all invited to that too, man. And you know, I got some videos. I got some videos lined up. And we gonna have some spirited discussion. Because like I said, I got a different opinion on I guess you would say the monopolization of culture. I got a different opinion on it. You know, I let everybody beat up on me. That's fine. But that don't mean I'm not for the culture.
We got quiet.
I'm definitely for the culture. Hell, some people would argue that I'm the very manifestation of the culture, based on where I am, where I'm from, and all of that. So it's not an argument of if I stand with the culture or not. It's an argument because y'all know I'm a capitalist. It's an argument of is it? I just put it to you this way: is it gatekeeping or is it profiting from? I just leave it at that.
I think the whites have been profiting and eating off of us for a long time.
You know, I just leave it at
that. Reparations too, them slave owners.
Yeah, stop playing. All right, brothers. You know, thank you for having me out here.
So that'll be 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday.
Okay.
Episode 7 of TFP 2.0.
Oh,
with of course my host.
Oh, my fault.
No, go ahead.
Somebody was asking Lady Che to drop her channel in the chat.
Jesse, y'all go subscribe
nobody ever watches me. I got like 30 viewers and like 30 subscribers. Jesse got like 200 people. I got like nobody ever
drop the channel. Y'all go subscribe so y'all can go watch Frontline Black News
and the Revolutionary Agenda.
RVA.
Yep, the RVA.
Hey, where's Shabaka at, man? What's going on?
Oh man, I've been asking that for like 2 days. Like, is he all right?
He's on hiatus.
Yeah, he kind of been having I don't know what happened, but I guess there's been some contentious things.
That was y'all flagship show, man. Shabaka's Black Experience.
Man, and
he's unfortunately a pan-reactionalist.
Yeah, we tried. Yeah, we can't explain it to him, and sometimes it gets like intentional. He's doing it intentionally. Yeah, I think you know how men just want to fight sometimes, and they just don't say it.
We just need a sparring partner. We need to find Sarge.
We need to find Sarge. We need to find somebody his age that he could go toe-to-toe argue with for a little bit. They get that out of the system.
Because he's all of our elders. He's
our elder. Yeah, man. We love Shabaka, dude. And we were looking for him. We called him like 3 times. Yeah, we called him today because he was supposed to do a show today. We've been blowing his phone up for like up until about 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
I was fixing Jesse's hair, and we heard you. We saw you were on. Better sneak over here. Jesse was lurking. He's like, man, let's chime in.
Anyway, man, shout out to Shabaka, man.
Yeah, Shabaka, man.
And shout out to Shabaka's Black Experience.
And he's doing a show Black Daylight. Yeah, the Black Orpheus. What is it? Black Orpheus? Orpheum. Yeah.
That's Black Lightning.
That's Black Lightning. Yeah. They got a show together too, and we've been bugging them, so hopefully it'll show up tonight.
All right, man. That's it for me for the night, man. I gotta go to sleep so I get up in the morning.
All right,
so
All right,
Hey,
peace,
hey, shout out for everybody coming through, man. I'm intrigued with where the conversation gonna go next. And
Thanks
with
for
that being
having me
said,
on.
hey, no doubt, Lady Che. Like I said, we'll catch up.
Thanks for posting the
All right,
links in the chat.
Yes, thank you, Ron. Thank you too.
yeah, no
Peace,
problem.
brothers. Stay
Peace,
safe.
y'all.
Stay black
All
and
right, peace,
dangerous.
peace,
Yes.
peace. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do more of these, man. Because like I said, I see the FBA conversation on spark back up. I wasn't paying no attention to it, like at all. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I try to get more focused on structural conversation when it comes to reparation. It's a lot of FBA people that do that. Like I said, we got one right here. But I just don't want it to deteriorate into bullshit like it was before. And a lot of that is predicated on a lot of these people, like I said, a lot of these bad faith immigrants, a lot of these paying reactionists. It's like tit for tat, and I don't want the tit for tat.
Yeah, I agree
If we can have debate. I ain't got no problem with that. But don't be disingenuous. Is all I'm saying. And that's both sides, FBA and the paying reactionists and the bad faith. It's on both sides. And it's like people on the internet, they scour it just to find something to argue about. I'm like, man, we talking about reparations. Nobody give a damn about what nobody else talking about. If you ain't talking about reparations, I don't want to hear it. That's just what it is. So that's just what it is. Like I said, I'm glad you came up, Ron. I just like I said, I just wanted to scratch your head and see what came out.
Yeah, man. Anytime. Appreciate you for having me.
All right, no doubt, man. Like I said, we'll catch up and we'll try to do it again. Hey, you need to start doing more lives, man. Like
All right.
I don't be wanting to see you damn scrambling eggs and flipping bacon all goddamn day.
Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Like God, I mean, I watch it. I'm driving
Yeah, I
down the
do.
road.
I do need to start doing more the political lies, man. We about to get back on it, especially how Trump wilding out with this National Guard going to the FBA cities. So
pretty much. I mean, but again, to your point, it's a lot of FBAs that look at that as a win.
Yeah, I know that's wow. That's crazy, man. But yeah,
So,
we're gonna start doing more of the political lies, man.
Yeah, I mean, hell, maybe I'll do another live next week and we'll talk about that. Because
Okay.
I mean, it need to be talked about.
Yeah, it's about to start popping off, man. We need to get into it.
No doubt. Well, hey, with that being said, man, I appreciate you coming through.
All right, man. Be safe.
And I know you got to go to work in the morning. And I do too. So
all right, man. You
have
a good trip.
Hey,
yes, sir.
Yeah. I'm headed back to Georgia tomorrow. So
all right, man. Be safe out there.
all right, man. Same to you. Hey, thank you for everybody stopping through, man. I'll see y'all Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Politics of Blackness.
All right,
Tate Fist Politics, TLP 2.0. Peace.
Peace.